Hey traders, welcome to Quad S Trading. My name is Simon, and if you short sell penny stocks, you absolutely must check out our Discord. The link is in the description below, and also subscribe. That way, you get notifications when we do send out these videos that we post just about every day. Now, if you're interested, we do live trading every Monday morning for free for new members. That way, you guys can to see live what we do every Monday. You can ask your questions in general chat, and we will answer your questions. That way, you know ahead of time what we short, how we do it, and then that way you make sure that it fits your trading style. So. On our Discord here, we do have VW40, so this will give you the 40% pump on the stocks that we trade, the VW strategy, and we also have the VW scanner for 15%. So once if it goes in the 15% and the stock looks like it's pumping really high, we locate nice and early, so we get cheaper locates. But if you just go with this one here, the locates may be slightly more expensive, but nonetheless, these ones here, when they do our pattern, we have about an 80 plus win rate, 80%. So NRXS. So if you look at this one here, let's just do a quick replay to show you guys how our indicator works. And our indicator for the VW is very simple. You do not have to think about anything. You just look at our table here. So you see everything here is green. That means that this will do a VW1 strategy if the stock is good. And you look at the stock, I don't see anything that's double red. And if it was double red, it wouldn't even show it here anyways. This only shows stocks that will do the VW as a stock selection. Okay, we do have another scanner somewhere else in the elite traders. If I were to go here, stock scanner, this pretty much it gives you all the stocks that pump that day for people who play resistance and pivots. But you'll never see a double red like this, which is a red flag for us in the VW scanner. So NRXS, everything looks good. It's got dilution. It's got news. This is exactly what we want. So if we fast forward just one candle, it pumps. It closes below the VWAP because your VWAP it's hard to see because of they're there. See, it's at 523. Boom, that's your entry when it closes below at 503, and then you just let the trade do its thing. And let's just cancel this replay so you can see the actual full trade, and that's what it looks like, right? So you enter at 506 and you close at the end of the day right here. So this would have been this is actually a really good trade. 506 all the way down to 304. It's 3.99, so let's round it up to 40%. And if you do your aggressive entry, which is what we suggest on a smaller account of 10%, this would have been a growth of 4% of your account in one trade. So if you had a $10,000 account, this was a $400 trade. So very nice. Now, this here was the only trade on Friday for the VW, but let's just have a look at the other ones. X4. So X4, as you can tell, our indicator will show you when to get in and you get out at the end of the day. There was no entry here as for X4. There just wasn't the profit. There was some condition was not met in the indicator, so there's no entry. And this one here went just flatlined. TOVX. This one here did our pattern, but we like shorting stocks over $1.15. So as you can tell, this here would have triggered what we call a VW2, which your entry would have been right here. And either way, this would have been a nice win, but we didn't take it because it did not fit our pattern. Now, some people, and by the way, our indicator is completely customizable. You can customize everything here. So if you say, hey, you know what? I want to trade those stocks that are under $1, you would just put the price window over here, 50 cents. And anything above 50 cents would show you the dots, right? So everything's customizable. But unfortunately, this was not a trade for us. SITT. This one here was very late in the day. This one pumped exactly at 4 o'clock. And Sean actually took this one right up here. He's quick enough to identify a pivot point and a resistance right here. So he took it, which I'll show you that trade after. And he covered up in this range here. But at the end of the day, if this stock pops in this scanner here, the VW, the end of the day is by far the best profit target. Okay, now if you go to the free section and we go in the trade log, we can come over here and look at Sean's trade. So I'll just do a little bit of a recap on. Let's make this right here. I just want to show you guys. There you go, QDT&x. So I'll show you guys. So this is on the 23rd. So we did take some positions over here and we did get stopped out. So we took a loss here. Okay. So in, out, right? And then we took entries here and here, and we covered the following day at 176. right? So we lost 40 cents a share, but we profited 48 cents a share on this one. So at the end of the day, this would have been a very small win on this one there. MSAI, we took a position at the $1 mark because a lot of times you'll see stocks go to $1 and then tank, $1.10 and then tank. But this one here went up to all the way up to 140. So that here, as you can tell, the yellow line is the other resistance that we identified. So boom, you enter there, and he covered at 101 for a nice win on this one here. CITT, this is the trade right here. He identified a pivot at 120. That's his entry, and he got out at 85 cents, right in this EMA range, which is a nice profit for us. And then we had WGRX. So once again, that 101, $1 mark, this is your entry. It pumped all the way up to 140. That's how he took a position there. And you can tell this is like a range of pivots. So it's like anywhere between here and here is a good entry. So he decided to go near the middle, 140, and cover at 101 for some nice profits there too. So he broke even on this first entry, right? Because 101, 101, but he made nice profit at the shares that he purchased at, or not purchased, but sold at 140. And then he had X4. He entered on the VWAP, sorry, definitely the VWAP, the halt, and then he exited at the end here because, well, it's going sideways. You just cover. So, and we also have a trade recap of the last 8 days of trading. So if you go head over to the trade journal here, you will see this video that he made available for everybody. Just do a quick recap on all his trades. Now CLIK is not here yet because he has not. It seems like he hasn't closed it yet. He's holding it until Monday. So, anyways, if you like what you see, head over to our Discord. We are very open. Any questions, let us know. And then over here we have our spreadsheet. Okay, so I added NRXC here, which was a 3.99% account growth. And this here is every single trade in our scanner. Whether they do a trade or not, they're in here. So we get backtest all of our stickers, and only the ones that actually trigger a VW1 or a VW2 with the indicator are put in here. So in October, so far it's a 29% account growth. September, 120. Huge. Right, so some months are very low, not very low, like 30% is still really good. That's pretty much 2 years you're a millionaire. But we have some months that are just bananas, like 184% in July. This was a crazy month. It was just like non-stop trades all day. But then you would go something like like August, for example, 12%. So August was it's an earnings. I'm assuming this is why it didn't go as well. As you can tell, we got stopped out a lot more than usual, but 12% is still fairly good considering it's the worst performed month, right? So we have 55, 27, 92, 184, 12, 120, and so far 29.3% in October. So anyways, if you like what you see, head over to Discord, send Quad S Trading a message, and we'll see you there.